Assurez-vous le Sénégal. Jana together with son manga jangale gita do bouger do fire. Elef the tology examining sala am the fitam.
Good morning, salam alaikum, bonjour, hola everyone. How are we doing today? It's a pleasure to be back. I hope that everyone is feeling better. I hope that we had a wonderful party time, celebrating Kohite yesterday, and now we're back to business. Today we're going to be talking about family, occupation, and how to describe. Let's start today with family. You know, what is the definition of family? We all know that family is, you know, daddy, mom, brother, sister. That's the basic explanation. So family, that is family, you know, mom, dad, brother, sister, baby, brother. And then when we talk about extended family becomes grandpa, grandma, cousins, nephews, nieces. And then we talk about direct family. A direct family comprises of father, of mother, of the kids, of if you're married, it becomes your husband, it becomes your wife, it becomes your kids, it becomes grandpa, it becomes grandma. But then when we talk about extended family, it becomes, you add now the grandparents, the cousins, the nieces, the nephews into the extended family. So let's look, I have an oladigram here, that's a chart. And basically this is me. You know, this is me. And we have the brother, my sister, and probably a baby. It could be a baby sister, it could be a baby brother. Of course, we know that if I'm here, it means that I'm the first child, I'm the firstborn. But let's say the brother was here, that becomes my elder brother, my big brother. If it's younger, it becomes my small sister, my small brother. So we have older, which is bigger, and younger, which is small. And they become siblings. You're called siblings. Siblings. So when you hear the word siblings, it's just your brother, your sister. And when you hear the word relative, that means your extended family. Grandpa, grandma, cousin, auntie, uncle, nephew, those are your relatives. And then when you talk about your family, it becomes your husband, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your wife. That is family. So again, this is me. This is my younger brother, my younger sister. This is my baby brother, baby sister. And when my brother gets married, it becomes a sister-in-law. In-law is simply the family of the opposite spouse. That's just it. In-law, it's the family of the opposite spouse. For example, if I'm married, my in-law becomes the family of my husband. And the husband, his in-law, becomes the family of his spouse, the wife. So that's the meaning of in-law. So it becomes my sister-in-law. Why? Because it's the wife to my brother. And then if my sister is married, it becomes my brother-in-law. Why? Because it's the husband to my sister. So it becomes the opposite, brother-in-law. And then, of course, this is my mom. This is my dad, which are my parents. And then above it, we have grandma, we have grandpa, which are my grandparents from both sides. And then above grandma and grandpa, they're called great-grand. Above it, we have great-grand. So it's a great-grandmom, great-grandpa. So great-grand are the parents to grandparents. So they're called great-grandparents. So you have the great-grandparents, you have the grandparents, and then you have the parents. What if the brother or sister to my mom or to my dad, they're called uncle or auntie? Simple. And their kids, you know, their kids becomes my cousin, my cousin, my cousin. Kids to my uncles, kids to my aunts becomes my cousin. What about kids from my brother and sisters? Kids from my siblings, they become, if it's a girl, it's a niece, like the town in France. If it's a boy, it's a nephew. So we have great-grand, my parents, my siblings, my in-laws, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, my niece, my nephew. And of course, I told us that parents to my mom is in-law, my in-laws. Parents to my dad are in-laws. And then what if mommy gets divorced, gets completely separated? What if mommy and daddy are no longer, they're no more? And they get divorced. Divorce means they get separated legally and everybody goes his or own way. And then mommy gets remarried or daddy gets remarried. If mommy gets remarried, the man becomes my stepfather. My stepfather. If daddy gets remarried, the wife is someone that is married to a man. The wife becomes my stepmom. It's no longer my mom, but a stepmom. Therefore, any kids or the children that come up from a stepfather or come out of a stepmom, they become my step siblings. So it could be my stepbrother, my stepsister, siblings that come step. Why? Because they're from a new daddy or a new mom. So that new family is called a step. Remember that. You have to remember the definition of an in-law and the definition of a step family. It's an additional family, a new family that comes into existence. Whereas an in-law is a family of the opposite spouse, a step. So that is the family tree. What if, you know, I came in, I wasn't born alone, and we came in pair? That's called a twin. A twin means I came in pair. I came in with a brother, I came in with a sister. It's my twin sister. I came in with a brother, my twin brother. Of course, if we came in three, it's going to be triplets. Triplets. What if I'm all alone? I have neither no brother, I have no sister. I am an only child. An only child. You say, oh, I am an only child. I've got no siblings. I have no brother, I have no sister. I'm all alone. I'm an only child. An only child. But if I came in pair with another sister, I'm a twin. My twin sister, my twin brother. If we came in three, we're triplets. We're triplets. So that is the family. And of course, we know that in the family, there are different kinds of relationship. There's a platonic relationship. Platonic means it's simple, it's friendly, it's godly, you know. And then we have the romantic, which is much more sexual, which is much more different. That is a romantic, that leads probably to marriage or dating. That is more in a romantic relationship. And so these are basically what a family comprises of. Please remember the words great-grand, step, in-law, wife. Wife is someone, a lady that is married to a man, that is a wife. And then of course husband is the male married to a woman. That is my husband, my wife. Fiancé, we have a fiancé. Fiancé is someone that is engaged to be married. That's a fiancé. And it's different from just being a friend. A friend is much more platonic. A friend is much more platonic. Somebody you talk to, somebody that you're close to, somebody that you can confide in. That is a friend. Of course, then we have best friends, which are, someone that is closer to you amongst your friends. That is the best friend. And then an enemy is someone that you just don't want to have any relationship with. An enemy. An enemy is someone that you don't like, you don't care about, you don't get along. Sometimes when you have negative feelings about that person, even sometimes that is an enemy. And then an acquaintance. An acquaintance is a word that sometimes we get confused with friend. An acquaintance is someone that you just met, someone that you're not sure who that person is. You know nothing, you know Adam about that person. It's an acquaintance. You don't consider that person a friend. You probably just, bump up in the restaurant once or twice, or it's a friend of a friend, or you guys meet in various meetings or whatever, but you don't get along, you don't hang out. That cannot be a friend. Please, we should be able to make distinction between a friend and an acquaintance. An acquaintance. An acquaintance. It's someone that you're not close to, someone that you just met, someone that is basically just simple relationship. That is an acquaintance. And then of course a neighbor. A neighbor. You see, as I put a U next to above the O or after the O, because it depends on the kind of English you're using. The American English doesn't need the U. The American English doesn't use the U. It becomes a neighbor without the U. But the British, the African way, you use the U. So be careful. Be careful which exams you write. If it's the British, please, it's imperative that you use the U if it's British. If it's American, the U becomes absent. A neighbor is someone.
I'm the